Welcome to the Divine Mess, a sanctuary where the dance of the empowered masculine and the divine feminine unfolds in all its glory. Join us as we delve into the heart of these cosmic energies, exploring their attributes and the profound impact they have on our lives. From the raw power of the masculine to the nurturing embrace of the feminine, we uncover the balance that leads to a life of abundance and joy. Our hosts, Kurti Deva Perriman and Tina Ryan, are your guides on this spiritual journey who blend science with soul to offer practical wisdom for harnessing your divine energy. We celebrate the beauty and imperfection, embracing the chaos of life's journey as a catalyst for growth. The Divine Mess isn't just a podcast, it's a movement towards wholeness and self-expression. So come laugh with us, cry with us, and grow with us. Every episode is an invitation to explore the depths of your being and to live out loud, authentically and unapologetically. Subscribe and join our community of seekers as we support each other in this extraordinary, messy adventure we call life.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're listening. Welcome to this new episode of The Divine Mess. And today we have a special guest. Like every 2 weeks, we have been hosting on our virtual couch. Beautiful guest, I would say. Beautiful energy. And today is another amazing one. But if it's your first time listening, wherever you're listening now, because we are officially on 12 new platforms. So I don't know where you're listening. So thank you so much for following us, for bearing with our funs, our giggles, and conversation with my co-host, which I have the pleasure to introduce. So Tina Marie, a self-love coach, a busy mom with 4 teenage boys, which she loved dearly, and she spoke highly of them every time, really praising them. And she doesn't like to strangle them at times. We won't say that out loud though. But she's also busy helping other women as well, getting into the best season of their life, the second season of their life, especially those who are moving through divorce and separation. And she helped them to find the spices in their life, how to spice it with the Mauritian touch as well. And if you don't know where the Mauritian come, it's coming a bit from me as well. She learned from me. So I'm Kurti Deva Perriman, the cosmic alchemist at the Golden Temple, where we help you to transmute fear into love. I keep messing with that. That's the second time.
There's obviously some part on that, right? You've got to sort something with that.
Because I keep focusing on the love part.
Love into love and more love.
I think we'll keep saying like, have faith in the love, like just focus on the love. So thank you for bearing with that intro. And I have the pleasure today to introduce our guest, who is a lucid dreaming and astral projection enthusiast whose journeys began at 12 in Medellin. I hope I said it. Medellin, sorry, in Colombia. As he grew, Jaime, he realized, thank you, that his dream held the keys to his future in the United States. Encounters with sleep paralysis, vibration, and lucid dreaming fuel his curiosity, leading him to engage in conferences led by Michael Raduga in LA and out-of-body experience workshop as well. He's a certified master and energy healer. He's also a 2-time best-selling author with Sacred Surrender and Revolutionary Leaders on Amazon. He has shared his expertise on various podcasts, including ours now, which we are so blessed to have him on board. So welcome, Jaime, to our podcast.
Thank you, Kurti Deva, for inviting me and Tina and this magnificent show. I am so excited to be here. So much awesome, positive energy that it's just, I'm beaming so much light right now, just being here with you guys. So I'm happy to share anything, my experiences, wisdom, knowledge I have learned through the years with your audience. So I thank you for inviting me to your show.
Well, you said like thank you for coming.
So I suppose a good question would be.
Yes, go for it.
Thank you for having me here. I'm very
Sorry,
excited.
my darling, I interrupted you. That's very rude of me. I was going to say, I suppose a good question to start would be, how do you navigate your own divine mess? What are the things that you use in, I suppose, daily practice to help you remain centered and true to yourself?
Oh, I love that question. How to stay centered and stay true to myself. That's great. There's something I learned about centering myself. When I am so scattered everywhere, I learn to center myself. And what I do now is I sit down and within myself, and I put my hand right here and the other one right there, and I bring my energies to the center. So I start centering myself by taking a deep breath and center myself. As I'm saying, I am centered, I am calm, I am clear, my mind is clear, my energy is in alignment with my body. Sometimes we feel like we are out of, sometimes we say like, oh my gosh, I'm so out of it, right? So your energy is actually out of it. So what do you do to bring it back in? So you're more centered, you're able to navigate this divine mess by centering yourself, bringing your that energy towards your body rather than your energy being all over the place. So now by doing that, it helps me to stay calm, relax, and be able to think more clear on what I'm doing and what I'm saying. Before I couldn't do that. But now that I learned this technique and I apply it to myself, I have seen the difference. I have seen a transformation within myself. So that's how I navigate this divine mess that sometimes it can be hectic and depressive, and it creates anxiety. And we don't have to live like that. We can center ourselves by bringing that energy into alignment with our body. That's how I do it. Thank you.
So based on like before you learned how to center yourself, like how you brought it, the energy, can you share a bit about your journey, how you learned to do that?
Yes, I started at a very young age back home in Medellin, Colombia. And I started earlier, but the most that I recount is my age 12 when I started having visions and seeing ghost-like, non-physical people walking around my house. And not just me, but also my two little brothers. We were able to see them because we all, the three of us, started screaming and yelling. So I know that we were actually seeing them. And they were just, and then when we screamed, they would scream back at us. So I know that they were cross realities, parallel universe or something, because we were able to see them and they were able to see us. And then when we scream and yell, they all scream back at us. They will try to disappear into the ground somehow. So that's how things started for us, or at least for me, to start questioning my reality. What was all that about? And then I start reading in the Bible about dreams and how God take people out in the spirit, the prophets and things like that, to show them incredible things. And that's how they saw the visions or the dreams and was guided. So I pray that I wanted to experience that too. I pray when I was 12 years old, God, I want to experience what all these people in the Bible experience and talk about. And that night, that's when I started feeling the sleep paralysis and vibrations. But the most intriguing part is that I stay calm, because I know that I already have, I guess, programmed myself without knowing that I pray for this to happen to me. So I didn't get scared. I just said, okay, this is probably what these other people in the Bible felt, to enter into that energy, to have these experiences. And that's when it happened to me. I went out of my body. When I was having those sleep paralysis, I stayed calm, and suddenly I found myself out of the body. And I started walking around the house, going through the walls and things like that, and looking at my body on the bed. And I say, okay, so this is how God showed these people things in the past. So that's how my journey started right there. Yes.
So for people who are listening and for the first time that they are hearing, about sleep paralysis or even out of body experience, like you call it OBE, right? Like that's the shortened version of it. So can you like elaborate a bit of it? I experienced it when I was 15 or 16. I could see my body. It was like I was floating and you felt like you can conquer the world, and the moment you think that you're going somewhere, you can be there instantly. I know, like in the book Dying to Be Me by Anita Moorjani as well, she explained that experience. So were you like, for you, um, can you explain more about this OBE for people who never experience it or never understand it? Or yeah.
Sure. Yes, the OBE experience or the out of body experience, it's when there's sensations. There are body sensations. You feel, let's say, the sleep paralysis, the vibrations, tingling sensations, earthquake sounds, voices, you also see like hallucinations, and suddenly that's a sign that you're entering into that vibration. And if you understand how it works, then you're able to take that opportunity to detach from your body, your consciousness. And now I'm going to clarify that before we used to think that we left the body, the spirit left. We never leave the body. We expand our consciousness out. We can expand it into the universe. That's how powerful we are. But we never leave the essence of the spirit. And people used to think that if I do this out of body experiences, another bad spirit or something's going to take over my body. Bad spirits are going to come into you because number one, you are actually protected. You have already a field of energy not getting out of your body, not getting your spirit out of your body. So once you do that, and you're able to detach your consciousness out, then you are in for amazing experiences, whatever you have programmed yourself to experience. When I do this, I program myself with affirmations. What is it that I have a plan of action? What is it that I want to do by asking for the universe for me to experience this? You have to know your why. Are you doing this? Is it for let's say creativity, self-growth, brings some wisdom into for you to learn you while in an out of body experience. And you can fly, you can go through walls, you can go in a cellular level and see how the protons and all these things break down. And like one of them was trying to put my hand through a wall, and I wanted to see how it feels. And suddenly, once I did that, I felt the crackling going through my wall, merging myself with the wall and the atoms and the protons, and I could feel that. So it's really fun doing that, exploring, learning how things work. So the out of body experience for me is more like exploration and finding out more things firsthand, rather than somebody else telling me. And that's the fun part about the out of body experiences: growth, self improvement, creativity. I have used it for guidance, and also wanting to buy my own business. I have been shown how to do it, and how to go about it, and being and be successful at getting my business, or dreaming, let's say about my daughter, that she came to me in my dream. There's so many things that when I wanted to come from Colombia to United States, how will that unfold for me and showing me how my life was going to be in the United States, for me to be relaxed and not worry about how it's going to unfold, because it was already predestined for me, I think, in my experience. Because now that I'm here in the United States, things have evolved the way I saw it in my dreams in Colombia. So that gives me more self-confidence to continue on with whatever I'm doing here. My mission is, and here I am.
So to me, it sounds like an OBE makes you a little bit like Christopher Columbus in your own
Yes.
consciousness, I suppose. Like you've
Yes,
been sent
yes.
on a mission, and you're off to go and find the answers that you seek.
Yes.
But for me, it seems very different from what a lucid dream is, and
Right.
how you go about doing that. There seem to be two very different things. Would you be able to explain the difference so
Sure.
that people can understand whether they've experienced one or the other?
Sure. On the out-of-body experience, William Bullman from the Monroe Institute, my teacher, he used to say that we're explorers, like the conquistadores, Columbus. We were born to be explorers. We were not born just to be in cage in this physical body. We were meant to go out. We had the ability and we have the gift of our essence. Go anywhere. We don't have to be in case in one thing. If we practice expanding our consciousness, that's when we go out into exploring the universe and our creation. So in that sense, we are conquistadores. We are, you say Columbus. So on the lucid dreaming, on the other hand, that's it's when you become aware in your dreams that you are dreaming, without the sensations of the sleep paralysis and the vibrations and all that stuff. In the lucid dream, you don't have that. In the dream, you're dreaming, and then suddenly there's something that sparks within you, that you see something that is odd in your dream that doesn't quite make sense, and suddenly you go, aha, I'm dreaming. And that comes with practice. And how do we practice to become lucid in our dreams? Myself personally, I practice during the day. During the daytime, I do my practices of when I go for a walk in the morning, my meditation walk. I always look around for odd things. The other day, I was walking and there was a tree that had two eyes, a nose, and a mouth. And I questioned that. I said, why does this tree have a mouth, eyes, and nose? You know, some kid might have put it there or something. But if you stop and question that reality, you start programming your subconscious mind to remember to ask those questions in your dream also. You encounter a neighbor, and I say hello to my neighbor. I don't know the name of the neighbor, let's say, and I'll tell my neighbor, what is your name? My name is Jaime, and I live in the neighborhood. What is your name? So I get to know you. See, I'm already programming so when I encounter dream characters in my dream, then I'm going to remember to ask for their name and who they are, or, questions. So you practice during the day, things like that. You see things that are strange. You see things that are, you see a fire going on. You question, what is that fire? Why is that fire? The moment you start questioning things, you start questioning your mind. Your mind starts looking for answers. And same as the dream, when you start questioning your dream landscape, you're gonna get a response. And that's when you can ask for healing, for guidance, for anything you need to. And that's the way I do it.
I think I have been
Yeah, it's
untrained.
fun.
I think I have been an untrained like lucid dreamer all my life, because based on what you shared, it's what I experience all the time. Because in the dream, I often speak to people like I'm reflecting in the dream. And when I come out, like when
Exactly.
I'm awake, I'm like, yeah, I already spoken to that person about it, so I don't need to tell them. But actually, it was in the dream. Like I could actually do that in my dream, like reflecting on it. And it's like because I come from a psych background as well, and I learn like based on Freudian psychology, which I don't align much to. But however, in terms of the dream, like you try to like do dream analysis in that. But in your experience, do you do dream analysis as well, or you just go with the flow in understanding?
Yeah, when I have my dreams, I for some reason I'm able to I always ask for interpretation in my dreams for what is it mean to me and how is it going to help me. And for some reason, I had developed that gift of being able to interpret my own dreams, or sometimes I might be able to help somebody else with their dreams interpretation. But the dreams are unique to you and what it means to you than what it means for me. So, but sometimes, for some reason, like I said, I had this gift of being able to understand someone else's dream and be able to give them a perspective. And then they can take it from there if it works for them or not. But I also keep a journal. Keeping a journal is very important because when you write your dreams, later on within, let's say 3 weeks, a month or whatever, you go back and read your dreams, and then they're going to make more sense because one dream might align with another one that you might have and with another one, and suddenly you got your answer or something you might be requesting. You have been requesting in your dream, you want to know or something, and suddenly the answer is right there in your writing. So that's why it's so important to keep a dream journal. Also, visualization, affirmations for the practice of lucid dreaming or out-of-body experience is also good to be visualizing yourself. I love having little mini vacations in my dreams experiences. You know, I looked at a postcard and I go, oh my God, I want to go there, Italy or England or something. I see something that reflects that part I want to experience, that place. And I look at a postcard and I said, this is what I want to do. This is where, and I started staring at it. And you know what? I had a dream like that I was in Italy and I was going to a bungalow and they were singing and there was wine right there. And I was like, I am in Italy. So much well just enjoy this. So when I wake up, I'm like, oh my gosh, I just had a nice vacation. So every night I feel like I'm on a vacation and I get up happy. Yes. So the lucid dreaming is different than the out of body experience. It's the dream that you are able to have some maneuver your dream, no manipulate, no control, but manipulate or change some things, maneuver. And if there's something that I don't like in my dream that I feel like it's going to happen to me in my waking life, I try to tweak it there so it doesn't happen to me here.
So it's more like an internal warning system that you're just trying to.
For me, yes.
Yeah.
For me, I can tune in my dream. If you want to get to know yourself, get to know your dreams, right? So if there's something that I'm also dealing with emotionally and it's showing up in my dream, then I can tweak it there so it can help me feel better here in the physical world. That's why lucid dreaming is good for people with PTSD, nightmares, and that will help them work their things there emotionally if they are able to become aware in their dream, something that scares them, they're able to work it out there, and then they are able to ease themselves here. It's all energetically. Yeah.
It's so, I'm sitting and I'm
It's
fascinated.
fascinating, isn't it?
Just like, just,
Yes,
I've
it's
literally just
fascinating.
woken up in like the last 40 minutes, and I would like to go and curl back into bed and go, right, I'd like to
Yes,
go on a
and give
holiday.
yourself
Thank you.
affirmations. Yes. Say, tonight, I have some
Tonight I'm going to
affirmations.
Paris and I'm going to drink
Yes,
coffee and
definitely.
a croissant and have a delightful time.
And you probably have seen movies like that too. So I think it's called Somewhere in Time with Christopher Reeve. That
Yes, I have
he
seen that
gets
ages
that's
ago.
that's exactly what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Yes, and also have a token like in the movie. I believe he has a coin, a 1 cent, a penny that he also always when he has it, he knows that when he has it, he knows that he's in the real life. When he doesn't or something like that, he is in the other parallel universe. So watch that movie because that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
movie was very inspirational to me to do that about the mini vacation and looking at the postcard. That's how I did it. And there's another
And
guy
how,
that I
go on,
oh, go
sorry.
ahead.
No,
There's
I was
another
just,
guy that I know. Uh-huh.
I was curious to know how you met your mentor. How did that come about?
William Bullman
Yeah.
or who?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Before I go to that one, I wanted to share that
Sure.
there is here's okay. There's a book that here it is. This book, Time Travel, by by Mike Risker. This one. This one talks about what I was telling you about time travel. Time travels through time. About the same movie that I was just telling you with somewhere in time. He talks about that one too, and he did it the same thing, and then he had that experience. So it's fun that he had it also in this book, and I always have that's an inspiration for me, that story. So okay, so to your question, how I got my mentor. You know what? I was praying for guidance, and I wanted to go somewhere that I could further my education on this subject, lucid dreaming, astral projection. And there was something on Nova show on TV, and they were talking about the Monroe Institute in Virginia, and they were talking about the out of body experiences there, lucid dreaming, how they were having students go there. So I put it in my head. I said I want to go there, and that was the end of it. And then I opened a group about lucid dreaming astral projection about 15 years ago to see if I could get to know more people around that might be having these experiences like I did, because I didn't know many people around, so I was doing it pretty much all by my own. And then of course I got to meet my Raduga from Russia, that he was also doing this. But I'm going to tell you, I said I want to meet someone that can help me understand more about this concept. So I saw this on the website about Mike Raduga out of body experiences written there, and I said, "Oh, I want to be his student." So I wrote him an email, and I asked him, "Whenever you're in LA, in Los Angeles, please let me know because I'd like to see you." So he writes back and says, "I am in LA. Come and see me." Talking about how the universe works. What you put out, the universe sends you back, send it back to you. So I went and met him and stuff, and we shared the experiences. He was fascinated because I have all these experiences. So he put me on his documentary. It's called The Face, and it's on YouTube. And so, anyways, I share my experiences and all that stuff. So, and he taught me a lot of things like the rollout technique, rolling out of the bed, and practicing during the day, like rolling out of the bed and having that sensation. And then suddenly one night it happened to me that I was feeling the sensations, and I went rolling out of the bed, suddenly I was like, oh, I'm floating out of the bed. So that was the experience I had with my Raduga. Then I met a friend of a lady on my group. Her name is Karen, a nurse in New York, from New York. And she told me about the Monroe Institute. And I said, that's where I want to go. And she said, well, I'm going to go and take the class with William Bullman. Why don't you go with me? So if I feel like the universe was aligning everything for me where I needed to go, because I already put it here. And I already told the universe what I wanted to be and what I wanted to do. So when you do that, I learned that the universe is listening and the universe is watching. And the universe will send you the right people and the right tools. And she sent me this beautiful lady that she said, come on, let's go. So in 2012, I ended up in the Monroe Institute. I got to meet William Bull. That's how it happened. So I got to learn more, expand myself more on the subject that it tried to transform my life to the point that that's why it took me to start writing books when I got invited to write with Sacred Surrender and Revolutionary Leaders and overcoming my self-negative narrative that I had that I'm not a writer. I don't know English very well. I can speak very well. And I was like enclosing myself that I couldn't do any of that because that's too up there. That's too high for me to reach. But when I gained my self-confidence with knowing these things and going to the Monroe Institute and learning more and practicing, and then my publisher said, don't worry, just write from the heart. And when she said that, I started like, things started downloading on me and I started writing. And that's when the first two books became #1 seller. And then I had my own project, Divine Dreamers. And this is my own project. And the symbol, I dreamt it when I was in Colombia, when I was a teenager. And it got published and my daughter is in it too. So everything was like in alignment with my purpose. So that's what happens when you start tuning in your energy with your body. You start getting information, you start evolving, developing. Suddenly you are not in, you're in another higher dimension, higher vibration, higher frequency. You start going from here that I can't do anything because I'm afraid to I don't have fear anymore. I can do this because you're equipped with, like I said, with the right people, the right tools, and you know that there's a bigger force out there that is always backing you up. So no matter what you do, you're gonna get a good response at the end. The end result is gonna be good. So you just gotta take action. So if you wanna be in the practice of lucid dreaming, astral projection, or anything you wanna do, it's just taking action and preparing yourself for it. Get the education you need, get the information you need with the right people to get the right information. Because there are other people giving you information out there that is scary, it's frightening. Don't do it. The devil is gonna take you to hell. When they start telling you those things, go away. Don't listen to it, because those people are telling you that their shackles are bigger than theirs. You know, those, how do you call it? Like, you know, their shackles, they're bigger than theirs. They're afraid. They don't want to break free. So therefore, they start giving you those their fears. They start projecting them to you, and you say, no way. I am ready to allow the universe to send me whatever it is that I need to know. That's it.
Oh, honestly, this has just been the best start to the morning, right? I don't know about you, Dee, but it's an interesting, because for me, when it was a couple of houses ago, having a mid-afternoon nana nap, as you like to do when you've got teenage kids, you sometimes need a little bit of a rest. And I had I don't know if you'd call it a vision, if you would call it lucid dreaming, but saw the house that I was going to live in. I saw all my children grown and happy, saw my granddaughters, saw all of these things. And I got a couple of glimpses at it at a couple of times. And it's like always, could you take me back? I'd just like to have another look and see how I decked out my kitchen and see what the backyard looked like and see who else. And the second one I had in that same scenario, in the same setting, was my youngest son and his partner telling us that they were going to have a baby. So they were very comforting in knowing that all my kids were around the dining table and everybody was fit and well, and they were just quite comforting. I'm assuming that that's what you get from either your OBE or your lucid dreaming, is that level of, it's all going to be okay. I don't need to worry or, stress myself to a point. It's
Right.
all settled and
Yes.
sorted. So mama can just sort of sit in the passenger seat and let
Yes.
everything
Yes.
unfold as
Unfold.
it should.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The thing is that when we start analyzing it too much, when we start putting labels on things that are happening, then we kind of take the energy out of the experience.
Mm.
So like you say, just let it unfold, let it
Yeah.
flow, and trust, have that
Mm.
faith that it's going well. It's going
Yeah.
magnificent. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And when the moment you said those words, that's what's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
Because there's no other way.
Yeah.
You have not placed other words. The only words you have say is amazing, incredible. It's as it is.
Yeah.
Let it unfold.
Yeah.
Right? It's all positive thinking.
Yeah.
So what happens when you start thinking positive?
Yeah. It just
When I go
it
to
changes
sleep,
everything, doesn't it?
yes, exactly. Than if you're thinking negative.
Yeah.
Because the mind goes where the energy flows where your mind goes. Right? So before I go to sleep or bed, and I teach this to my daughter too, is I tell her to do her segment intended. What does that mean? Well, visualize how you want your night to be, your dreams to go, and what do you want to experience in your dreams, positive and nothing negative. That's what I tell her. Because sometimes there's no reason why we bring negativity with bad thoughts or negative thoughts. Why? There's no reason. So all my life, I always have thought positive, and I have always had positive results. And yes, there have been negative things that try to be presented to me to see how I react to it. But you know what? When you have that faith that is going to be just fine, that's the way I say it. You know what? It can be a storm, it can be whatever, it can be an earthquake that we have those here, and the house still standing. Nothing has broken, and I'm still alive. So I rather think positive than bring that energy of negativity. And that's what I teach my daughter too. Before you go to sleep, think positive thoughts. When you wake up, do your segment intended, how you want your day to go. Visualize your teacher being happy, your students being happy with you, you're making great friends, your mind is open to learn. If you start programming yourself, that's what the results you're gonna get. And if you want the house that you really want, you're gonna get the house too, and the car that you want, and the relationship you want. You start attracting because you open up the field of law of attraction. You start attracting what you're thinking.
Well, that's how I knew what my partner was going, the man I'm with now was going to look like. And I was still married to my ex-husband at the time.
Yeah.
Had one of those lucid dreams where someone's come out of the front door and asked me if I wanted a cup of tea, and I turn around and look and I'm like, you're not him. Like, how you're rationalizing it in a dream and going, that doesn't compute. Like,
Yeah.
this isn't my house. This isn't the human that I live with. And then once I'd woken and gone out and gone and looked at him and went, oh, I'm not meant to be with you. It was the first thing that came. You know, the marriage was struggling at the time. So it was, for me, it was like a confirmation, you know, that someone had sort of gone, well, yeah, kid, this isn't where you
But that's how it happened. That happens like that. As an example, I was asked who do I see myself with. A friend of mine asked me, who do you see yourself with? What kind of relationship? And I'm looking at a mirror. This is not even like sleeping or anything or dreaming or anything, but it was in real life. And I looked at the mirror because I was getting ready to go, and he's right there next to me. And I was like, what kind of relationship you see yourself with? What kind of person? And I look at the mirror, and not kidding, I went into a trance. I don't know how this happened. And suddenly I start getting this vision of someone tall, good looking, blonde, blue eye, financially secure. It's going to be supporting me emotionally. It's going to help me grow. It's going to help me advance in my education. And it's going to be a wonderful person. And I said, and for my friend said, oh, well, good luck. And suddenly I got one last thing I got, a Swedish descendant. A Swedish descendant. That's why my name is Lindquist. Lindquist is a Swedish name, a last name. And I took it and 22 years now, we'll be married. And I took the last name too. So see how it happens? And my friend cannot believe what I said in 3 weeks came to pass. Because that's when I met that person, within 3 weeks. And when I asked, what's your last name from? And said, I'm Swedish descendant. That's when I knew that's the person for me. That's it. You're mine. 22 years now with a daughter. So that's how it works. Yeah. Yes.
Well, congratulations, you know, on your,
there you go.
yeah, congratulations on your 22 years, you know, like that's so incredible to hear how you met him. It's just amazing, like how you describe about life. I just love that positive energy and that buzzing energy that you come with, you know, like, and it's funny, like there's so many tangent I can go on in what you have been sharing for the past few minutes, I would say, because it feels like a trance when when I'm listening to you. It's like just going like that dream zone, you know, and it's just beautiful what you have been sharing about, you know, like um having that faith. Even we have been having that word for the past 60 episode, I think, or plus, surrender. And you came with a book called Sacred Surrender.
Yes.
So my question to you, my 3D question to you is like, how do you surrender to the higher power like you talk about?
Yeah, you know, that's a great question. I'm going to tell you why. Because when I was working at a restaurant as a waiter, this is probably about 30 years ago or so, I had a bad experience with a customer saying that I took the wrong order or whatever, and start telling me that I did not understand her order because I'm Latino and my English is not that good, and I messed up her order. She was totally mad, but her friends told my manager that no, the young man did not take the wrong order. She did order that, but she just wants a free pie, a whole pie to go. So one of the friends told that to my manager. But I was hurt for what she was saying. So I went to the freezer of the restaurant and I lifted my hands up in the air and my knees touched the ground. I went down to the ground with my hands up and I said, God, universe, make me a businessman. Get me out of here because I am ready to move on. And, you know, nothing wrong with being a waiter or anything like that, but I felt that there was more inside me that I could do than just waiting on tables. And I think that what the lady did, it triggered something within me inside because it pushed me into go deeper inside me and ask for help surrendering. I say, I'm all yours. What can I do now? Make me a businessman. That's what I pray for. I didn't know what I said. I don't know what kind of business. I don't know anything about business, but I know you'll send the right people to me and you help me. And I started just crying. I put my heart out. And then when I dreamt that the other business I was working at as a massage therapist was going to be mine. That spa was going to be mine. That's when I dreamt that. And in the dream, they showed me to go and touch it and say, this is mine, everything's mine. So I did that, 6 a.m. I woke up early and went to the business, touching everything, having that faith that was going to be mine because I saw it on my dreams. And I have always believed in my dreams. The dreams have always shown me something and it comes to pass. So I said, if I saw this in my dreams, this is mine. And sure done, about 3 to 4 weeks later, the owners called me and they said, we want to sell you the business. But we have a problem. I don't have money. I didn't tell them that. But I pray again. I said, show me how to get the money. I don't know now what to do because now this is real. This is happening, And that night I dream again that how to move money from one credit card I had to another one, put this in the bank, get my certificates ready for massage therapy, and have everything in alignment. When I went back to the meeting with the owners, they told me this is what they wanted for the business. And in my dream, they told me what to say and how much money to offer for the business. I already had it all here. So when they were talking about numbers, I said, this is what I offer, because that's what I saw in my dream. This is what I offer, and this is what I can pay for 1 year. I'll pay you for the rest of the business. And I had the certificates ready. I have ready, here's the bank account, little money there, but there was something to show. And they took it. They say yes. So that shows that what is yours and is shown that is for you, nobody can take it. Because they told me that they have other offers that were bigger than mine. And yet they took my offer. So that's how I became an owner of the business. I was able to quit my job as a waiter, and my whole life changed from there. Financially, emotionally, I started growing. And I was able to leave that job that I asked for that I didn't want anymore. But I thank the lady that did that trigger me, because if she had not done that, I would not be where I am right now. So I think I blessed her. I think it was a blessing. So when someone triggers you, when someone does something to you that you don't like, analyze it, that maybe the universe is trying to tell me something, rather than be mad at the person. So if the lady would not have done that for me, I'll not be where I am right now. And that's the way I see it. So I bless her all the time. I send them blessings. Yeah. So the business became mine and my whole life changed from there. Yeah. So I believe in my dreams. I believe that there is guidance. There is the universe showing you things that it's within you. So we had that power to manifest through dreams. That's my experience.
And if for our lovely listeners, whether it be the first time or they're in the midst of playing, be one practical thing that people could apply to get started, or that could enhance their experience.
Yes.
When they're...
Yeah. First of all, I would say you have to believe that these things happen, that this is amazing, this is awesome. Secondly, start programming yourself. Any to get new ones. Start working on new programming, new narratives. How do we do this? I do it the way I listen to podcasts like you guys. I love your podcast when I was listening to it because it was inspiring. And I read books. I have my books as in let's say the Tibetan yoga. This is the Tibetan yoga of dreams and sleep. You probably know about that one. This is magnificent. I love it. This is very inspirational to me. This is what gets me into I want to experience that. I have, of course, the Time Traveler. I have this one, of course. And I also have from the Monroe Institute, Robert Monroe, I have this one. This is Ultimate Journey. This is a great book to start with. And there are many others from William Buhlman, Robert Wagner. What's the other one? There's so many. I'll give you a list if you like, of books that are inspiring to me, that has guidance how to start for beginners in lucid dreaming and astral projection. And the other thing is to practice with affirmations, visualizations. Start training your mind, because the mind is trainable. We can become like superhumans if we work on ourselves, from ordinary to extraordinary, becoming from ordinary person to extraordinary person. So we can start developing those gifts that we have inside of us, encoded in our DNA. And it's time to start waking them up in a cellular level. So to start with the affirmations, bringing awareness to yourself, and what is it that I want to do, and how do I want to evolve, to develop, so I can be part of the conscious evolution. Because there is a conscious evolution going on all over the world right now, and you guys are part of it. And by just doing this, talking about it, we're bringing more consciousness awareness to other people, that this is really happening, this is real, and I can do it too. If I can do it, anyone can do it. It's just wanting to do it. And then have faith, and not fears. Fears hold you back from moving forward. And I have worked on my fears. I have been working on my shyness. I've been working on being afraid to speak my words. I used to shake. I used to like, oh my God. And now I feel that power within me that I can speak the word. And that's how the energy of the universe, God, works. When you truly believe, you have that energy supporting you to say what you need to say. Oh, and affirmations. If you like me, I can give you with some affirmations. Like I'm aware and in control of my dreams. I remember my dreams clearly and vividly. I can recognize when I'm dreaming and take control. My dreams are a source of insights and inspirations. I use my dreams to explore and grow. And that's during the day that I use those affirmations. When I'm going to bed to sleep, I say to myself, tonight, I will realize I'm dreaming. I am ready to have a lucid dream. I will wake up within my dream and take control. You can say control, although we don't control the dream. We just kind of manipulate the dream. My dreams are clear, vivid, and under my control. I will remember my dreams upon awakening, because it is important to remember your dreams also, because sometimes you have this wonderful dream, but then you wake up and you don't remember your dream. So I will add to, I recall my dreams, because it's also the dream recall. So those are kind of affirmations that I use to prep up myself and get ready for amazing experiences. So see, it's a preparation. This is awesome. Yeah. You're smiling.
Yeah,
Deva.
because you know what I get from hearing you, for the past less than few minutes, I would say. Just hearing you and feeling into your energy is like whenever you surrender, it's like God speak through you, speak to you through your dreams. That's how God speak
Yes.
to you, I feel.
Yes.
You have that belief that you will get all the answers through your dreams. And even when you're like walking and you can like, you have that firm belief, like you said, you trained your mind and you train yourself to choose to what you want to see. You have trained yourself so
Right.
much, and through those affirmation visualization constantly, now now you're living what you have been dreaming. It's like we can say that you're living your dream.
Yes, definitely. Yes. I love that. I love that because it's true. I honestly, humbly, I'd say I have the house of my dream. I have the car of my dream. I have the relationship of my dream. I have a daughter. I have many things more that are going to be unfolding. And so this happens when you tune in your energy with the universe. And not just the universe, but with everything. And everything and the plants, the animals. You start connecting yourself, you start becoming one with everything. And that's how you start noticing that you start having more love and kindness towards people, because your intuition start working with more clarity. You start amplifying your energy and be able to expand it and feel other people's energies, and you're able to make better decisions in your life, whether it's for your job, relationship, decision making. You start tuning in better because you're more clear. Yeah, so it's a wonderful thing. I'm also real quick. I know, it's been long, but the affirmation for astral projection. This is what I said. I even wrote it down. I'm open to exploring the astral plane. I'm confident in my ability to astral project. My consciousness can separate from my physical body easily. I'm safe and protected during my astral travels. I gain valuable insights from my astral experiences. So those are just an examples of the things I say to myself and program myself that you can also do and have a wonderful, positive experience.
And
Yeah.
based on like your astral, sorry, Tina, you wanted,
No, you go.
based on like your astral projection, like that you have experienced, have you encountered like other beings and other energies, like from other dimensions as well?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. And and the thing is that because I truly believe that I'm protected and no harm will come to me, I have seen myself, let's say, flying in a different dimensions or whatever, and I could see those energies, but they cannot see me because I see myself in a bubble of light, protected when I'm having these astral travels. I seen it, and I looked at them, but they can't see me. So I don't have any fear. And if they try to, let's say, if they sense me and they try to kind of grab me or whatever, I don't allow them to. If I had the fear, then the fear weakens my energy field. So I stay within the faith that no harm will come to me. I am fully protected and nothing's gonna happen. And I can go on with my, because remember what I said, the energy goes where you're thinking, right? So if I think that, oh, that energy is going to attack me, guess what? My energy field is going to get weakened, and I'm going to allow the energy to come in. So I don't, even in the physical life, in the waking life, when you have someone that triggers you badly or wants to hurt you emotionally or something, if you allow them to break into your energy field, they can do that. But if you're protected also in the waking life, someone can say bad things about you and it won't affect you. It will repel. I can say a lot of things like other people say, oh, Jaime is this, Jaime is that. But if I don't pay attention to that and I go, erase that, I never heard it. It's not going to do anything to me. That's the way I do it. I don't know how you guys do it, but this is the way I protect my energy field. Yeah. So.
Well, it has been the most amazing hour. I don't know about you, Dee, but for me, it's been like I got schooled yet again. So, which is a great thing. And as always, we get these amazing reminders of the things that we souls having human experiences are capable of. And each of our guests provide a remembrance of the unique skills that are there for the taking if we choose to do that. So from my perspective, I would love to thank Jaime for his time and for his wisdom and for sharing that with us, and also his faith and his belief that anything is possible. And he's quite proven to us, I think, this morning that once he set his intention for the life that he wanted to lead, he asked the universe, he got on the bus and he just went with the flow, he just went with where he got taken by asking really good questions. Like I think we've said in a couple of episodes, ask some really good questions and you'll get some really good answers, but you need to have faith that that is what's going to occur for you. And I think he lives quite firmly on the side of love and allows fear to trundle along all by itself, very much like Dava and I choose to do. Occasionally our humans get a little bit caught up in the swell of the fear waves, but it's not as often, I think, as what it used to be after we've been having all these amazing experiences over the past 12 months with all of these really beautiful people. So from my perspective, thank you so much. And thank you to my dear friend for sharing your time with us this morning as well. And I will hand it over to you.
I think I will leave to Jaime
Thank you.
to say, if you have any last tip, like, or any piece of wisdom, and then we'll close it off.
Oh, thank you. I will leave you with something that I learned from Mike Dooley, because I'm a certified from Mike Dooley from Infinite Possibilities and playing the metrics. But with the most simple thing, I'm gonna keep it as he says, thoughts become things. Choose them wisely. That's what Mike Dooley says. Thoughts become things. So always be careful what you're thinking and always be positive. If you have a positive, if you're positive, outgoing, positive mentality and mindset, you're going to start manifesting your heart's desires, everything you want. And I know that because it has happened to me and my family. My family is the same. We're all the same way. And they have manifested their own desires too, their own things. They have come to unfold. So I know that anyone that is listening out there, that believe in yourself, evolve. We need to have a transformation in this body and the astral body. Everything we need to work on evolving, because we cannot stay the same. We cannot stay doing the same thing over and over and over. Read books, listen to these wonderful podcasts, listen to wonderful people like you guys. That is going to trigger to up-level yourself up, upgrade yourself. Don't stay the same. Keep evolving. And when you start evolving, not only your physical body evolves too, but also your spiritual essence. Because your spiritual essence is here to learn. through our experiences. We are spiritual beings having a human experience, right? So let's have great experiences. So it enhances our spiritual essence. So when we leave this world, we live with the essence, with what we learn from this experience here. And we can just evolve into other dimensions, higher dimensions. That's just where we go next time. So let's have some fun on this one in a positive manner, with love and kindness, and amplify the energy of the planet and the human being in this world. And that's what's going to help us free ourselves from the pain, the fears, and just get to know yourself, get to know who you are as a spiritual being having this human experience. And you'll see how awesome that is, knowing that what's inside of you is bigger than anything around you. That's all I can tell you, because I experienced it. And I know that you can too.
Well, thank you once again for joining
thank you.
us today on this episode of The Divine Mess. And a special thank you to my dear co-host, who is along for this crazy, wacky roller coaster of a journey with me. But we will sign off by saying we love you and thank you for sharing your most precious resource, which is your time. And we look forward to having you all join us on the couch next week. But until then, be kind and enjoy the ride.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.